Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel to a new episode of the Atlantic Navigators. We are at episode 11. It has been a few weeks since I've recorded an episode of the Atlantic Navigators. I recorded a bunch of videos during the holidays and I had pre-recorded them. I posted a few videos recently, episode 9 and 10, so definitely go check that out if you haven't already. So for refresh the memory, we are not doing good. We actually have 69 points. We're tied with the Florida Panthers for last in the division. There are some much worse. There are some worse teams in the other divisions, but the way it's going, I don't think we're gonna make the playoffs. I mean, Capo Caco is having a nice year, 25 goals, almost a point per game with 62 points in 63. We might want to take a look at potentially making a move or two. This is our lineups. We have Hoffman with Blais and Kako. They have a +1, which is nice. We have Wenberg with Janssen and Zadina on the second line. Kadri with Kovalchuk and Kapanen is our third line. The fourth line is actually a couple of guys that were in the AHL for a couple of years. So Gustav Zharkov, he's a lower league potential, 76. These guys haven't grown in the AHL, and unfortunately, it's not looking good so far for the AHL, 76 to 74. So as Denisov was a third-round pick in 2021. Zharkov was actually 5th overall in 2019. We also had Josh Anderson there in the fourth line. Defense is looking good. We have Fleury with Hamilton, Lambos and Timmins, Broberg and D'Angelo. Lambos here grew up to an 86. He was actually a first-round pick, 8th overall in 2021. Philip Broberg here's the 79, which is nice. Now, Thatcher Demko had dropped down a few overalls. He was elite. He's now actually a exact starter, so not too ideal. I mean, the team has not performed as well as I wanted it to do. Here's our AHL team. The line's right there. Colby Reynolds, we actually drafted him 15 overall in the first round in 2023 in the previous draft. He only has 12 points in 63 games. It's pretty bad. I mean, AHL team's not too strong either. Maybe if I put him on the first line to see if maybe that will help out. If I can move a couple of guys around, maybe if I put Ilan in there, I'll give them a +1. So I'll put Wheel there, just had the highest overalls. Hopefully that will work out. As for defense, is not too strong. Gibson's actually top 4D potential and Reed as well, but I have a -1. If I move this guy here, it gets a -3. So I think I'm going to keep it like that. As for goaltending, we do have Calvin Pickard and Charles-Antoine Lavallée in Halifax for the battalion. As for the standings, I don't believe this team's doing too well. We're actually at the bottom there, number 7 in the North Division. Harvey Pinard has 45 points in 63 games. As for the team, I'll see what's available. If we can maybe make a trade here. So Mike Hoffman, we have him. I'd had him since the expansion draft here. It's actually his 5th year with the team. He has been pretty consistent, 50 to 60 points each year. Looks like this year he's again going to reach that plateau. He's making $8 million for 2 years. So, I mean, I'm thinking potentially move Hoffman. And then we could look into free agency. We clear up $8 million. Maybe get 2 guys for a price of 1. Blais is having a fantastic year. There's 62 points in 63 games. As for Kako, he does have 62 points as well. So they actually both have 62, which is great. Wenberg there. I'm actually going to go just to the team page. It'll be easier to see the stats there, the points to the players. So right here, as guys can see, Hobbs is actually our 3rd leading scorer. Hamilton has 50 points. Zadina 46. 41 for Wenberg. Janssen's 40. Kadri 38. Fleury 32. There's Kapanen, who we actually got in the previous episode. He has returned to the team. He now has 27 points. Kapanen, who we actually got last year, he's doing his 2nd stint with the team. You can see here he actually had 11 points in 20 games when he returned to the team last year. But this year only has 27 in 63. So kind of dropped down. Connor Timmins is having a decent year there. Denisov, Kovalchuk, 17 points. Anderson, 16. Zharkov, 14. Broberg, 12. Lambos has 12 points. D'Angelo, 11. It's kind of funny because in real life, my favorite team, the Montreal Canadiens, signed Kovalchuk and I have signed him in my franchise mode in NHL 20 during this season. Only 17 points in 63 games. So, I mean, I remember last year the team was doing, they had a lot of goals, but we were just letting in a lot of goals as well. What I'm going to do, we are at the trade deadline exactly on March 3rd. I'm going to take a look at a couple of trade possibilities. So you can go here and find trade. You can click on any players. You guys can see here Lambos actually has the best trade value of the team. Let's see, for example, Hoffman, if there's anything that I could possibly get for him, free up that $8 million. Because right now we only have $1.5 million cap space. So you really couldn't get anything much in free agency. So not a whole lot. I mean, Jacob Trouba would be okay, but he's still the Jacob Trouba would be all right, but he's $8 million him as well. So I'm going to check here, just different way to find trade. You can hit either triangle or you can hit L1. It might give some different trades. You actually have 7 trades this way here. Kudin top 6 forward. There's Trouba again. Oh, look at that. Torrey Krug. He's actually making $11.5 million. If you guys remember Torrey Krug, we have traded him to New York for Kaapo Kakko. He's down to an 88 at 32 years old, making $11 million for 3 years. So, I mean, not a great contract. I'm happy we don't have to deal with that at our end. Alright guys, so I'm going to see if I can make this trade go through. So I'm going to try to get Casey Middlestad for Hoffman and Dopita, one of our medium elite potential goaltenders. So Middlestad here, medium elite potential, has 42 points, 63 games. He's 85 overall at 25. So still has a few years that he can grow. He's on a very good contract, 5.48 for 3 more years. The value is a bit on our side. I'm going to try to see if I can squeak in a second from the upcoming draft from the Sabres. So this would be a huge trade. Upgrade Hoffman to Middlestad. He's basically just he's the same overall, but Hoffman's 34, he's 25. So same overall, almost 10 years younger. Elite potential. I think that'd be a huge win for us if the trade goes through. If not, maybe take out the second. Trade rejected. All right, so I'm going to see if I can maybe take away the second and add in, let's say, our own fourth overall pick, our own 4th round pick. Let's see if this would go through. There we go. Casey Middlestad, welcome to the team. I've actually was interested in getting Middlestad earlier in the franchise mode, and I'm just happy we finally made a big trade. So Mike Hoffman, we want to thank him for his service with the team. He's been there from the start. He was a original Atlantic Navigator. He was an assistant. So, I mean, it's the business. You got to move on. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to move Andreas Johnsson to the first line with Blais and Kakko. They still get a +1. Going to move Middlestad to the second line. As for the bottom 6, this is something we definitely want to upgrade in free agency in the offseason. I'm looking to compete hopefully next year. I'm going to finish off the special teams and see if we can potentially make another trade. Put in here center a top 6 and actually 3 picks from the Wild. Brady Shea would be really good, but our defense is not where we're lacking. We have a decent defense. We're just not scoring enough goals. So let's see here. Kunin, so 26.85, which is not bad. 2.4 for, he's on an expiring contract here. But he's a third line forward, top 6. So see what his point total is. I mean, he's averaging 30 to 40 points every year, which is pretty good if you would have him on our bottom 6. He would definitely be a big improvement from Josh Anderson. Could maybe be our 4th line center. He has decent stats, really balanced all around. 5-star for physical, 4-star for defense, 88 all around for the puck skills, 88 speed, high 80s to mid 80s to high 80s for the shot stats. Honestly, it wouldn't be a bad pick. Kudin, he's only 26, so he could definitely grow maybe even to an 86, 87. Big improvement from Anderson. We get 3 picks, including a 2nd round pick from this year, and the Wild are not a very good team. So I honestly think this trade would make sense for us. We just have to re-sign Kudin, but I mean, I don't expect he'll be more than 4 or 5, hopefully. So I'm going to make this trade. It's a big improvement from Josh Anderson. do get 3 picks. So I made this trade. Luke Kunin, 6 foot 193, 85 overall. Welcome to the team, buddy. So I think I'm actually gonna have this for my lineup just to end the year. I'm gonna see if I have a +1 any other way. I don't think so. So I think I'm going to go with this and see how it goes just to end the year. So we're going to have actually Luke Kunin on our second line, who we got for Josh Anderson, which is a fourth liner. So our center depth is extremely good. We have Sammy Blais, 85, Luke Kunin, 85, Alexander Wenberg, 84, Nazem Kadri, 83. So he's a guy that he's on a 2-year contract for 6.1. Maybe we want to move Kadri as well because he's getting older. Denisov, Zharkov are still in the fourth line. Kapanen in there. Kovalchuk, he was a rental. It's really not worked out for us at all. So into the next year, this is the top 6 I want to keep. I want to keep Wenberg, maybe Kapanen. Going to keep Zharkov and Denisov. Kovalchuk and Kadri are not going to return. As for defense, this top 6 is going to stay. Good chance that all stay. I mean, this top 4. As for defense, we're probably going to keep them. Hopefully for goaltending, our goaltending prospects will work out, and one of them maybe be in the AHL and they move up to the NHL. I don't know if I want to call it a rebuild, but we're a bit in a reset, retool phase right now. I'm going to see quickly for Nazem Kadri if there's anything I could possibly get for him. Just try to make moves to get younger and get better moving forward here. I think I'm going to hold on to Kadri. I'm going to hold on to a few pieces and potentially make a move at the draft to move up. So I'm going to keep at least one of my 2 other goaltending prospects that I have. So we did make a few moves against the Carolina Hurricanes. We're actually 1 point from a wild card. So honestly, we're kind of closer than I thought. I mean, we may be able to squeak in the playoffs. You never know. What I'm going to do, I'm going to slow sim the last few games here. I mean, we 88 points. We're in a playoff spot right now. Gonna sim up to the Boston game. So we're playing Vegas, Nashville. We actually won in OT against Middlestad's old team. Win against Vegas, lost against the Preds. Playing the Philadelphia Flyers at the Avenir Center at home. 6-1 win. We have 92 points. 7-2 against the Ducks. Okay, the team is doing actually really good. Guys are buzzing. So we have 94 points. We are barely at the edge of a playoff spot. Capo Caco is a point-per-game player. 30 goals. You absolutely love to see it. So we're 1 point behind the Habs. Tied with the Sabres. 1 over the Panthers. This is insane. Alright, so we're going to slow sim these last 2 games against the Bruins and against the Capitals. See what's going to happen here. So after the first period, we're down 1-0. Miles Wood scores on Thatcher Demko after a big second period from the boys. Denisov scores. Sammy Blais, Andreas Johnsson, and Nazem Kadri score as well. So there we go. They actually pull Antti-Ranta. They have Earl in the net. So we're going to sim up to the third period. 5-1. Hayden Fleury scores. Zenishin scores for them. And at the end of the game, Connor Timmins, 6 goals against the Boston Bruins. You absolutely love to see it. We are barely in a playoff spot. We are in a wild card right now. It's going to be down to the last day of the year. Casey Middlestad is upset. Hopefully if I persuade him, it's going to... I don't know, buddy. I may move him to the second line because moving him to the first line is not going to do anything. So, facing off against the Washington Capitals. Going to go back to see the standings right here, guys. So, Cabo Caco is a point-per-game player for the year, which is fantastic. So, we have 96. If we win this game, we're most likely in the playoffs. The Habs and the Sabres and the Panthers. Everybody's within 2 points. We're playing against the Washington Capitals. Is this going to be the first year we're making the playoffs in year number 5? Let's slow sim the game. We are playing at home at the Avenir Center against the Washington Capitals. After 1 period, 4-3. A ton of goals everywhere. So Kovalchuk scores a huge goal on Samsonov. Capo Caco. Kadri scores. So we were leading 3-0. Then Kuznetsov, Rana, and Pacioretty, who's with the Capitals, scored. And Kapanen scores a go-ahead goal at the end of the first. 4 goals on 13 shots, and Samsonov, wow, after 2 they tie it. Pivko is probably a rookie or a young guy there. So here we are, guys, the biggest period of the year, and Philip Zadina scores for us. One of our newest acquisitions from the past couple of years, scores on Corpi Salo. They actually pulled Samsonov of the game. The shots are dead even. Come on, guys. 5 minutes. Can we squeak in the playoffs for the first time? 1 minute, and there we go. I'm just going to double check the standings to make sure that we got in. And there we go, guys. We have the final wildcard spot. The Atlantic Navigators, for the first time in franchise history, are heading to the Stanley Cup playoffs. Let's go, boys. And Capo Caco has 83 points in 82 games. He's up to an 88. You absolutely love to see that. Hamilton, 8. Monster year. 75 points as a defenseman. Bled, 71. Zadina almost has 30 goals. Caco got 30 goals. Wenberg, Kadri, Janssen, Mittelstadt. Let's see how good he did with us. So 11 points in 19 games, not bad at all. There's Fleury at 49, Kapanen, Luke Kunin. He had 8 points in 19 games. So, I mean, not great, but not bad either. Denisov had 25 points. Zharkov had 21. Lambos 21. So, pretty decent years for the young guys. Broberg there had 16. As for goaltenders, Thatcher Demko, 38, 24, 7, 900 save percentage of 309 goals against. Not horrible, but not great either. Picard there in the AHL. I was going to take a look at all skaters for the entire league as well. So Nathan McKinnon and Tyler Seguin both had 107 points. Of course, Nathan McKinnon now with the Ottawa Senators. Barkov 104. Matthews 96. Crosby 96 points at 36 years old. Kane 96 points at 35. Eric Carlson 95 as a defenseman. Keller with 94 plus 26. Dadanov 93. Huberdeau, Kessel, Scheifele. The list goes on. All those elite guys. Marner. Jack Hughes. Man, where's Connor McDavid? That's kind of confusing me. So Kako right there, tied with Kucherov. Capo Kako had more points than Connor McDavid. 43 goals, 79 points. I think there was a lot of goals scored this year. So we have Smirnov and McKinnon, who are both 50-point scorers. As for defensemen, obviously it's going to be Eric Carlson at the top. Dougie Hamilton, number 2. 9 plus 9. Klingberg, Quinn Hughes, Provorov, Hannafin, Doughty, Jones, and Falk. As for goaltending, it is Andrei Vasilevsky dominating. 4 goaltenders with 40 wins. Anderson, Gustafsson, and Carey Price with a very good year for Montreal Canadiens. There's Thatcher Demko. So, I mean, he was technically tied 4th for wins in the NHL. So, can't complain. See if there was any really outstanding rookie skaters. So, Pismanen for the Avalanche. Quentin Byfield, Rasmussen, Rossi, Kachuk, Lik Kashev, Graham Clark, Barnstrom, and there's Denisov. So we have a rookie in the top 10, which is fantastic. As for rookie goaltenders, let's see if anyone stood out. Not really, just average 20-ish games played. There's Tucker Tynan. All right, and Olivier Rodriguez, actually the goaltender from my hometown Moncton Wildcats. Moncton Wildcats, they got Jerry McIsaac and Benoit Olivier Groux from the Mooseheads. They had Olivier Rodriguez, a third-string goaltender for Team Canada, who won the gold medal against Russia. Alexander Havanov was part of that Russian team. Jacob Pelletier was supposed to go to the Canada camp, but he got injured before a tournament. So, I mean, the Moncton Wildcats, they have 9 NHL prospects. I believe they're 3rd in the queue, 1st in the division right now. So, really excited for that. But going back into the virtual hockey game here in NHL 20, let's see who we are facing in round 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. We are facing against the Philadelphia Flyers. All right, so let's see the line of Philly and see who we are facing off against. All right, so here are the lines for the Philadelphia Flyers. So Morgan Frost, Sean Couturier, and Jacob Voracek. Siglai, Joel Furby, Claude Giroux, and Kevin Hayes. Nolan Patrick, Travis Konechny, and German Rupsov. And then Yaroslav Likyashev, Isaac Ratcliffe, and Kyle Pozo. They have a stacked forward group. Provorov, Ghost, Cole, Sanheim, Gresick, and Samula. So, I mean, the top pair in defense is insane. After that, it kind of drops down a bit. Carter Hart, 88 overall. And Henrik Lundqvist as the backup at 42. Trying to get his last year. Trying to get his Stanley Cup with the Philadelphia Flyers. It's funny as he's playing with a division rival from his real-life team. Here we go, guys. Facing off against the Philadelphia Flyers in Philadelphia against the Broad Street Bullies. After one period, they got a goal right off the bat. Sean Couturier, Travis Konechny scored on the first shot of the game, I'm pretty sure. After 5-0, Ratcliffe and Giroux, 6-0. Nolan Patrick has, I believe that was 2 goals that he had. No, Couturier had 2. Well, that's a rough start to the playoffs, guys. Not looking good so far. We got to bounce back here in game number 2. If we can at least win 1 out of 2 away, I'd be happy with that. Head into home with a tie series after one period, 2-1. So we're in it. We do score a goal at least. Couturier and Patrick for them, Kadri for us. 3-2, let's go. Casey Middlestad, the new guy in the team, and Ilya Kovalchuk. Gonna simmer the third, and there we go. Nazem Kadri scores right off the bat. Kevin Hayes scores for them. So 15 minutes left in the third period. We are out shooting them. Power play, can we get a power play goal? It's going to be a tight finish, guys. 8 minutes to go. I'm going to finish it. And there we go. 6-3. Nazem Kadri with his second of the night. Hayes, D'Angelo, and Connor Timmins. A big bounce back win for the boys. So we head into Moncton here. Tied 1-1. All right, playing against the Flyers here at the Avenir Center. The first ever NHL playoff game in Moncton. The fans are buzzing. After one period, 1-0. Jacob Voracek scores for them. Let's bounce back in the second, guys. It is still 1-0. All right, 20-14. We're not shooting a lot. Got to get at least one puck past Carter Hart. That's all I ask. One shot, one goal. That's all we need right here. 10 minutes to go. We can't get shut out in front of our whole crowd, and Claude Giroux is going to score. We lose 2-0. So the second time this series in 3 games we get shut out. But we just got to do like we did in game number 2, guys. We got to bounce back here against the Flyers, even up the series, and make it a best out of 3. First period, 1-1. Capo Caco scores. Claude Giroux scores for them after 2-1. Capo Caco gets his second of the night. I believe that was his first and second playoff goal of his career, if I'm not mistaken. There's Zamula ties the game, and Couturier scores on Thatcher Demko. Back-to-back goals in 25 seconds. Guys, you gotta wake up here. You don't want to go down 3-1 going back to Philly, and it's gonna be too little too late. So it's a rough series so far. We gotta win 3 in a row, 2 being in Philadelphia. So can we get a miracle done here? Playing against the Philadelphia Flyers on Sunday night. Win or go home. After one period, it is 1-1. Capo Caco scores his third goal in 2 games. Voracek scores for them after 2. 1-1. This is it, guys. You got to score 1 goal to stay alive in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Power play, and Claude Giroux scores on their power play. Not looking good. Nazem Kadri has tied a game with 9 minutes left. Can we get a late miracle goal? 4 minutes to go. 3 minutes. 2 minutes. 1. We're heading into overtime, guys. Here we are, the extra frame. 20-minute overtime period. We are out shooting them 35-31 the shots. Who's going to be the hero? We got to defend a power play. We do. Big penalty kill. And there we go. Kunin, the new guy on the team, scores a huge overtime goal. And the team is alive. A 3-2 series lead for the Flyers, heading back into Moncton. Here we go, boys. Playing against the Philadelphia Flyers in Moncton. Don't give up. We got to stay alive here. We fought hard all year. We went from last in the division to a playoff spot. Big penalty kill off the start after one period, 2-1 for them. So Kunin scores his second in 2 games. Litkashev has 2 on Tacherdemko after 2. 4-3, Middlestat and Kovalchuk send Hyman Farabee. I'm going to slow sim the third period. This is it. We got to score 1 goal to stay alive. Down 3-2. And there we go. Lambos, our elite defenseman, the young guy in the back end, scores a goal on Carter Hart to tie the game. 5 minutes to go. This is insane, guys. We're going to overtime once again to stay alive in Moncton on home ice. Let's get this game into 7. Oh my, we actually lose the game. Couturier scores right after we had a power play in overtime. We lose against the Flyers in 6 games. Well, I mean, the team battled hard. We had some rough games. Casey Millsat at 6 points in 6 games. I mean, I wish we could have had a better playoff run than that. But, I mean, the team battled hard. So, Middlestat had 6. Zadina and Kako had 4 each. Kadri had 3 goals. Kovalchuk, Luke Kunin there. Timmins, Lambos, and Wenberg. So, we're heading into the offseason. It's going to be a huge offseason for a team. It's going to be very important. I'm going to sim to the draft and see who wins the Stanley Cup. And see how high we're going to pick in the draft. Definitely going to have bottom 15 pick. But I am looking to move up if I can with my first overall pick. I'm looking to move up if I can with my first rounder. Maybe one of those elite goaltending prospects. And the San Jose Sharks have won their first Stanley Cup in franchise history. And San Jose wins the Stanley Cup, as well as the Rockford IceHogs in the AHL. It's going to take a look at the draft. Now, one thing I am worried is that Boston pick. So there we go, Atlantic, 10th overall via the Boston pick. So there we go. We get a top 10 pick via the Bruins. I was hoping it would have been a bit higher, but we do have 2 first-round picks. So that's very good. 10th overall. Going to see the retired players. And Phil Kessel is going to call it a career. 1,279 points. What a career for Kessel. Kopitar plays his entire career with the LA Kings. Ryan Getzlaf and Stastny retired there. Parise, Pavelski, all over 1,000 points. Justin Williams plays in 1,572 games. He retires. Mikko Koivu. Corey Perry retires as a free agent. Keith Yandel. Alexander Radulov. Alexander Steen. Dustin Byfuglien. Chris Letang. A lot of big names there. Giordano, Gagne, Cogliano. A lot of players retired this year. As for goaltenders, Fleury is going to call it a career. 579 wins, 345 losses, 67 shutouts, 268 goals against. A very good career for him. He played in 1,069 games as a member of the Vegas Golden Knights AHL team. He retires. Pekka Rinne ended up with the Colorado Avalanche. He calls it a career. Jonathan Quick, Moncton Wildcats legend Corey Crawford, Jimmy Howard, Elliott, Hutton, Talbot, Stalick, Darling. So it looks like Henrik Lundqvist is actually going to stick around for another year. It's going to be like 43. That's insane. He's going to stay with... he actually was the backup of the Philadelphia Flyers. So Kessel, Giordano, Parise, Koivu, and Byfuglien are now coaches. Interesting. Foreign coaches retired from the league. Looks like we have... let's see if any of our coaches retire. So we have one coach, Tommy Solani, retired for us. Halifax has a coach, so we're having to replace those 2 guys. Maybe look at one of the NHL guys that retired for our coaching position that'll be vacant. So before we jump into the draft, which will be the next episode, gonna look at the draft class here. So 5 medium elites right off the bat. Loktionov, Adanovich, Stahlberg, Zalanta, and Voutilainen. Pretty cool names there. So 32 points in 53 games there for a left winger. 6'5", 204. He's huge. NHL ready at 18, similar to Tarasenko. He's going to be high overall. Adanovich, he's a defenseman here, 18, NHL ready, similar to Vlasic. Magnus Stallberg, 17, similar to Owen Nolan in NHL already. This kid may be the best of the bunch so far. Santella, no crazy point totals. He's a defenseman, similar to PK Subban, so an offensive defenseman. Voutilainen, he is similar to Subban as well. So a couple of guys similar to PK Subban who has some top sixes, medium top fours. This guy could be medium elite. So it looks like to get a medium elite potential guy right off the bat, we're going to have to move up from 10 to top 5. So I'm going to see if there's any other elites later in the drive. Oh, Alvin Gallagher, scouted to go 88 overall. He's a 50% franchise goaltender, 6 foot, 210, 20 years old. I am 150% getting this guy. 39-18, 3 OT losses, 7 shutouts, 913 save percentage, and 283 goals against in London. I'm going to pin this guy right now. As for the top 5, it looks like we have a potential medium elite guy here, Dominic Myers at 69. That would be a pretty nice pick right there. Let's see what he's all about. 2 points in 36 games. You love to see it. 5 years away. He's 18. A lot of guys that are potentially medium elite here. I'm going to pin these guys that are scouts are they're scouts like. So Sergei Zaitsev, actually not even played a game in Russia. This guy here goaltender as well, and Trey Forrest. But I have a feeling this draft is actually going to be insane. Let's look if there's any gems or busts. So no gems, I believe. But, I mean, that goaltender, he's scouted to go, 88 overall? So, 88. What I'm going to do, I'm going to look at the draft picks that we have. And, so what I'm going to have to do is make sure that we pick him before the 3rd round. So, probably going to be a 2nd round pick for us. That's going to be in the next video where we go into the draft. We're going to go into free agency, all that good stuff, and really get ourselves a team ready to compete in the playoffs for 24-25 season. So do leave a like if you enjoy, guys. Would appreciate it. Thank you for watching. So guys, leave a like if you do enjoy. I would appreciate it. Appreciate the support on this series as well. Do subscribe if you're new and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of this content. Going to be bringing you guys some main franchise mode with these Atlantic Navigators team. Going to be doing some separate franchise modes on the sides. I have some great ideas coming up in the next few months. Also, some baseball content. If you guys like baseball, definitely keep an eye out for the content coming in March. Got a big series coming up for baseball then. And until next time, thank you for watching. And as always, have a great day.